Welcome to Washington, D.C. This is my home. This is where I live. I love this city, and it's where I start all of my expeditions. It's also home to the National Geographic Society. I'm sitting in the Founders Room at the original table where the 33 original members gathered 125 years ago and founded the National Geographic Society. This is every single issue of National Geographic magazine, from the latest, the most current, back to the very first one in 1888. And I'm going to find my favorite issue because it's up here. This is it, right here. July 1989, France celebrates its bicentennial. This magazine, this particular issue, inspired me to take my first trip outside the country to France, where I lived for a year when I was 16.
Mrs. Johnson and Chief Nagapate before the trouble started. And this has bothered me for decades here because it's like, what trouble? I'd love to know.
We're standing among 8 million images, and this collection stretches back the entire 125-year history of the National Geographic. And I have been in bank vaults in Switzerland filled with gold, and I think that this collection has more wealth in it. This is really a cultural collection, and it's a wealth of history and culture, not just for our country, but for the entire world.
And these are all unpublished images.
Back to 125 years ago, 1888, to the very first issue. And they're explaining what this magazine is all about. It will contain memoirs, essays, notes, correspondence, reviews relating to geographic matters, which is really what travel is all about. Then it goes on to say, in the hope that it may become a channel of intercommunication. And I can't think of a better description for the internet and social media, a channel of intercommunication, which is what I do as digital nomad. Prophesied in the National Geographic, the original National Geographic magazine.